What is up, everybody? It is Friday. It's Saturday. It's whatever day you guys want to watch that. It is your favorite time of the week. Why? Because you're back with Charlotte for the week. This is season 2, episode number 10. We're up into double digits now, rocking and rolling through the season. Unfortunately, I guess we'll jump right into it. And kind of coming off of a sour note, we've been on that riding the high, winning all of our home games. Well, that came crashing to a halt this weekend. Yes, screeching halt is a good way to put it. I mean, it was Charlotte FC 1, Nashville SC 2. Again, first home loss of the season. Just not very great. I mean, it was a Nashville rotated side. They didn't have any of their starters. They came in afterwards and kind of later in the second half to close the game, but started most of their, kind of B team or second team or just reserves. And even with that, it was an absolutely brutal first half, if we're being fair. I mean, it wouldn't even be fair to say we were second best. There was some team in between that would have been before us, and then we were maybe the third best team on the pitch. I mean, they being Nashville were just quicker, faster, sharper on every single aspect of the game.
I pretty much think. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I pretty much think it was just we had players sitting or walking, running around the pitch for about 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we decided, oh, guys, guess what? We're supposed to be playing a soccer game here.
We got a point or three to grab. Exactly. Yeah. It was not fun to watch. I mean, we were all obviously there and very frustrated throughout. This is like 2 or 3 days after the fact, and I still have that same bad feeling in my stomach. I don't know if that's what we ate. I don't think so. It was delicious, by the way. But it was just a bad game, right? We took Gianni and Abada off at halftime. Both of them were just not good in this game. Gianni's my guy. I defended him after this game. He like you said, he was the one, I think, main culprit, just kind of walking around the pitch waiting on something to happen versus going and doing it. Abada had his chance to shine. Obviously, we had Wilfried Zaha out with the yellow card. His time to step up, be the DP. He was not, right, just complete.
I think it was terrible, but he didn't make an impact, really.
No impact. Yeah, I mean, I think I saw he had one touch in the opponent's box or something like that about it. Yeah, I mean, it just.
Well, and he had his cross/shot.
Yeah,
right.
True. Yeah, he did have that. He almost scored very early with his cross that almost went in. That is true, but I think that was his only touch in the box was in that game or in that one. But yeah, not great. It was pretty evident that we are too reliant on Zaha in a lot of times to create those chances, fouls, give us opportunities. And when we didn't have that, it showed, at least in this particular game. And that could be a not great thing to come if we talk about, a little foreshadow. It was better in the second half, but more specifically, like you said, Amy, better after we made our subs. Bronico came on at halftime. He showed for me, he's the one. We had a PK early. Toklamati missed it. Should have been BL. Should have been BL. Should have been BL. Should have been BL. I'll say that as many times as I need to. BL's got to take that PK 100 times out of 100. What are we doing there, Dino? But yeah, Bronico came in and made the pass that created that foul in the box. I thought he had a good game when he came in. He did what Bronico does, right? He runs around the pitch and does what he needs to do. That was clear. And Archie Goodwin. Honestly, he came in and I thought he was a big-time difference maker in the game. He got in the box a handful of times, created a PK, scored a PK. That's now 3 goals in 3 games for him. So a little bit of a silver lining there, I would say. Obviously, Rodolfo Aloko, my guy, the one I've been on, he made his debut. So there were some cool things that happened in the game. He didn't have a lot to do or say about the game, honestly, but he got a few touches in there, I thought, and showed fine for the few minutes he was in the game. But yeah, just kind of ran out of time at the end to get the draw. They were pushing toward that, I thought. But had it been a 105-minute game, maybe we do go ahead and draw that one. But in the end, 2-1 defeat to Nashville, our rivals, first-place rivals at that. So pretty bitter pill, but I'll let you guys kind of pick it up from here and tell me what you thought.
Or maybe we get the draw if we start playing soccer before the 80th minute. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
And it's just like, I mean, this team is so frustrating because sometimes they play so well and it's like they're out there, they're giving it, you can tell they want it, there's like grit. And then other times I'm just like, what's your purpose right now? You are just out on the pitch doing, why Toklamati took that PK, I will never understand. I thought he was just holding the ball to
I remember we talked about it because I was,
and then for him to miss, and then okay, so yes, you miss PKs, but the
the
rebound
follow-up.
he had and the
Yeah.
follow-up,
Oof.
I could have kicked it better
I
than
think
that.
that passed the Artemis.
I mean, it was like
That's a good
terrible.
one, right?
I was like, dude, like you've got to put that. I mean, all I had to do was touch it over to the corner.
Yeah,
It was a
just- Oh,
wide open goal. So I'm just like,
tap it in.
Gabby,
And-
edit the Artemis in with the soccer ball going over it. Actually, we
Oh.
need that in the show. But
and
anyway.
as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've always loved Archie. I've always been wanting him
We
to
know,
get out on
yeah,
the
yeah.
pitch and get there. He scored his PK, so now that's who I'm getting on that jersey. But to me, I think at this point in the season, Toklomati, you've had 7 games now to prove
Yep.
yourself. I don't really think you're doing it.
No.
If we're not going to have Zaha in these type of games, you need someone that's going to make a difference. Archie, in his post game when I saw him, he said, I'm a player that I'm going to make the most of the minutes I get. And I believe every time I hit a pitch, I'm going to make a difference. And
He
I
looked
think
hungry.
he
He looked
legit
hungry.
does
He did.
that. When he gets out there, he's hungry. And he is. He believes he's going to make a difference. And he does.
It was night and day, honestly, between the two. And I mean, obviously, I love Toke and what he provided last year. He was such a pleasant surprise in filling in for Patrick Ajimong. And, you know, we thought that would just be a continuation into the season.
Yeah.
But obviously, we have not seen that. And you're exactly right when it comes to Archie. It's like, it seems to me that Edon is waiting for the game to come to him. And Archie's just like,
He
no, I'm
goes
going
and
to go
gets it,
get it.
yeah.
And this is a big difference. But anyway, Brian, any other?
Yeah,
thoughts?
I mean, just like you guys said, just disappointed in the effort primarily.
Yeah.
You know, he came out
Disheartening.
flat, and you know, it's a game that you know they potentially could have gotten to first place, and
Yes.
they just laid an
They
egg.
would have gotten to first place
Yeah,
had they won.
heavily rotated squad. Dean talked in the presser after the game that he got the tactics wrong. So I don't know how much that has to do with anything, but I mean, even if the tactics are wrong, I just didn't see the effort. I didn't see the heart, and it was really hard as a fan to get into it.
Yeah.
Like everybody's kind of wanting to get into it, but at the end of the day, they got to do something to help make the energy,
Oh,
you know,
and
create the energy. I think.
The passes from Tim Ream to Tofolo,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were
Straight out
terrible.
of
I was
three
like,
times.
Can
oh
we
my
actually have a
gosh.
little trust tree conversation about old Timothy
Timmy
Ream?
Oh,
Yeah.
Old
I mean,
or old,
listen,
Jimmy?
both. Like, yeah, I mean, we love you, Tim, as a person, as a player, right? I mean, he's an obvious legend. And I even said it in one of the group chats. I was like, the guy, well, maybe not, because we did see those passes this week, but generally speaking, he's going to be one of, if not our top passer on the field.
Yeah.
Right. But that is really his only attribute that he's bringing at this point.
Yeah.
He's just too slow to play defense. And when he's one-on-one, I mean, cooked.
He's,
You know,
second
he's
goal
like that
was
chicken
on him.
sitting over there.
And
Just
I will,
cooked.
I will say his passes weren't great, but there are also passes where Tofolo like did the little like, oh, let me just kind of put my foot out there. Like he also didn't like,
Yeah.
okay, I see
He
this
had a
pass
poor
isn't
game.
great. Maybe I
Yeah.
should go and try to at least get it. No, he's like, yeah, that's a terrible pass. It's going out of bounds. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. I mean,
It was disheartening. So I mean, if you can't go out there and grab first place with playing a rival or a close opponent,
I would say.
and you can take first place from them, I'm not sure what
Not just
like
that.
drives you.
It's like it's the last game of the homestand before we go out on a long road trip.
Yeah.
It's concerning. You know, we're traditionally not a great team on the road. I would have really liked to have those 3 points,
Same.
or at least 1 point. But to lose on our home surface was
Yeah.
just a brutal way.
Not
Yeah.
great. Not great at all. Yeah, so that kind of does put a bow on it, I'd say. Well, actually, I guess one more. Over under 2.5 more starts, dare I say, like that from a Ream and Tofolo before we see a Kessler and a Schnegg replacement.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
think I have a little bit longer leash. I think with Tofolo because I think he's played well up into
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
game. I mean, everybody has a bad game.
Sure.
Snag has come in though, and he's made a difference. So there's that piece of it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree. I think Tim Ream's a defensive liability, and we can't continue on with the one-on-one.
Yeah.
The lack of pace.
Yeah.
It just kills us.
I mean, I don't know if Dino would take Tim out of there just because of the consistency and the veteran voice he brings to that back line. However, I think before we had a Kessler and a Schnegg to come in, 100% he pretty much was like a lock in. But now with those guys, I think he probably is like, man, if I don't get my crap together, I might find myself on the bench.
I'm assuming that he's going to make the World Cup squad. So we'll see. We'll see what other players look like when he rotates out.
Well,
So
I
it'll be a good test.
I also wonder if he's not has some fatigue already setting in because he was just coming back from the.
That's true.
World Cup.
And it seems like a
US
lot of the
call-up.
U.S. players that came back to their clubs had some struggles
Like
when they
a-
got back with
like
the
a
fatigue.
drop-down, so.
Yeah, it would be the first. So perhaps that's all it was, but
I mean, he's got some old
It'll
ass
be better.
legs.
yeah, yeah, we'll see. Well, that officially, I guess, puts a bow or a crown.
No,
I
we
should
can't put
say.
a crown on that. We can just put a bow on it.
We will put a bow on that because it
No
doesn't
crown
deserve a
worthy.
crown. That's it for that one. And moving right into the next segment here in a second. After this commercial break presented by
For the crown.
More La Corona. All right, and now that we're back from commercial break into our next segment, some people's favorite, not many's, but it is mine. It's news for the week. Hopefully we have a little bit better news. Maybe not. I don't know.
Hold on. I don't think so. Did you see what Zaha's wife posted?
What did she post?
They only sad to only be here for about another month and a half.
That's a pretty good telltale sign, huh? So Zaha's gone. Breaking news, Zaha is gone. Honestly, if you guys followed the show and watched me from about week 2, not trying to pat myself on the back, but did kind of call that one about around that time.
I'm still holding out that maybe his wife just doesn't have all the details. And I wonder if he's now like, why the hell did you put that out there on Instagram?
I bet she's got the details. I'm wondering if it's a negotiation tactic.
That could
it sure
be.
does sound like he's on the way out.
I mean, after seeing that, after being at that game on Saturday and then seeing that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is our future. This is what we have to look forward
We
to.
saw what life
Yes.
is.
I was
without
like,
Zaha.
no.
Exactly.
And I will okay, maybe we don't re-sign Zaha. That will be a hard enough pill to swallow. But oh my gosh, if he goes to one of our Eastern Conference rivals,
No chance. Come
like
on.
Miami,
Yeah.
or like NYCFC or something like that, I will be livid. Like I don't know if I'll be like I will have like some major Charlotte FC.
That would be a brutal,
Anger.
brutal blow. I don't see that happen. I did see some whispers like that. I think he's all the way done with the MLS, in my opinion. And I don't know that it's hard feelings or anything like that. Certainly not towards Charlotte. I think he's enjoyed his
I
time
think he wants
here.
to stay.
I do too, but I think the refereeing that he gets, partial, impartial, however you want to see it or say it, I just think it's gotten to him at this point, and he's just like, forget it. And maybe that's a bad attitude to have. I don't know, but I mean, we've seen it building ever since the summer. I mean, like I said, they were like, we'll get a contract when he gets here for preseason. Oh, we'll get one as the season starts. Up, we're not talking about it anymore. Up, season's coming, or the half a season's coming to an end, and now his wife's posting
Zorn's weird comments about
not signing
scoring goals.
Yeah.
Contract.
Exactly, and then we can't sign stars in Charlotte, right? Almost all kind of one in the same. But
some of Dino's comments about he's getting so much. All the fouls, he's not getting the calls. Maybe he doesn't want to come back to MLS. Kind of thinking back on all that kind of stuff. Maybe those were signs along the way.
They were huge signs, in my opinion, right? And they all build together to what ultimately seems to me like Zaha-less Charlotte moving into the second half of the season. Which, I mean, we saw a Zaha-less, FC game on Saturday and did not like what we had to see. I will say this: I think it's going to be a very, very interesting break for the World Cup and summer for Charlotte FC. It's going to be very telling because we're not only talking about him, we're talking about Abada and getting his ass off the field.
Well, that's 2 DPs we have to find.
That's 2 DPs at that point that we have to find during this particular point. So obviously implementing Aloko, which we'll get to that more in a second, implementing potentially Berkenmas, right? I mean, I think there's a lot that can happen turnover wise during the summer, which could be good, could be bad, but one thing that seems almost certain to me at this point is that it is going to be without Zaha, which is a sad reality. But I think Charlotte fans, it's time to go ahead and embrace that. Maybe we get excited or maybe we get a different news, but I think it is time to just kind of come to terms with it if you have anything to add.
Sure.
I think this move, if this is happening, I think this puts a lot of pressure on Zoran.
Oh, yeah.
Because if this doesn't work out and he's not able to fill the DP slots in the summer, there'll be a lot of questions that he'll be on the hot seat. Right. And he's been saying that once the windows line up, he's going to be able to get some of these big moves across the line.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now we'll see.
We're going to put your ass to the fire.
Yeah.
I just have 2 things. Like, I feel for Zaha because, I mean, if you look at other players, like he does, and I don't like to always blame refs and everything, but it is like there's something about him. It is ridiculous. And I can't imagine you playing the sport you love and that being your passion, having this like very obvious, like unfair, like things that are always happening to you. And then when you like, okay, so great. Now I'm gonna get fouls called on me, or I'm not gonna get fouls called. But then to not even really be able to voice your like frustration, or you voice it and you're so quickly, then it's almost like the MLS refs have like something against him, and it's like, okay, I didn't call your foul, well, I'm gonna give you a yellow card. So I feel for him because I feel frustrated for him. I can't imagine what that's like to be him.
Absolutely. So. And I mean, he is an absolute baller out there at the end of the day. So I don't want anything to be misconstrued. We love you here, Zaha, at the end of the day. This is not a good riddance from us. We will be more than sad, distraught, all of those, because absolute baller.
I will say, to your point, the Aloko and the Berkey Musses and the legacy guys that this might afford an opportunity to, I do think we need a DP definitely to fill that spot.
Yes.
But maybe it doesn't have to be in the Zaha position, because I do think we have some young talent. But I think we have the potential there. But, with young talent and potential, there's growing pains. So I think there's going to be a natural drop off because we're going from a Zaha to someone else. But then if you have a young kid that has to kind of learn the game, learn the ropes, there's going to be some growing pains in that too. Which
I'm going to throw a name out there for you that I'm kind of on. He was mentioned during the winter before season started, but one I think will be back on, and not in the same vein. But to your point, I like the winger options that maybe we can bring on and see. Not to say that, hey, if one sticks out and we can go get them, right? That's one thing. Sure. But assuming maybe that doesn't happen and we're looking for players, Yves Bissouma is a player that I would really, really enjoy seeing come to Charlotte. That central defender, defensive midfield type. We're talking about Zaha and some of these players. Westwood has been balling this year, but again, he's only got so many years left as well. And I could see a player like him, young legs, in that position being a DP. But story for another day. We're just going to bookmark it, and when I'm right, we'll talk about it.
Of course, he'll let us know.
I will let you know. That is one of the many great qualities that I possess. Yeah. Moving in though, kind of to the next news for the week.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. So, this has already happened for you guys. So
and
Charlotte
it was amazing.
Yes, and it was amazing. So we're going to assume it already happened, and I'm going to talk to you like it happened now. So the Charlotte Derby happened on Wednesday of this week. Filming on Tuesday. Charlotte Derby happened on Wednesday. We played Charlotte Independence. As it turned out, we beat them 3-0. And
it was 4-0.
I missed the last one. I went to the bathroom a little early in concession stand. Aloko and Berkenmas had already come off after scoring their goals. And
Archie scored again.
Archie came in or didn't come in. He started this whole game.
Were you even at the same game?
What was I watching at the end of the day, right? What was I watching? But anyway, no, all jokes aside, Charlotte Derby is on Wednesday. Again, you guys have it's already happened after this, so we're just trying to make it up. But really excited for that. I'll be there. You'll be there. You'll be there. We'll all be there. Huge kind of moment for Charlotte football, in my opinion, right? Yeah. So, U.S. Open Cup shouts you out. What else did we have?
We got Charlotte FC has hired a set piece coach, Carl Hooper, who spent 6 seasons at Aston Villa. His primary focus will be corner kicks, free kicks, that sort of thing. Excited about that. We've not done well historically with corner kicks. I'd love to see that go up. I think about a Premier League team like Arsenal that scores so many goals off free kicks. If we can just move that level up, then that's going to help us in the long run. So I think it's a good hire. Interested to see what he can do.
Yeah, I think anything that we can do, these European coaches that come over, especially, you're talking 6 seasons. Half a decade at Aston Villa, a pretty solid top of the table type Premier League team. So
I feel like he might be a Dino friend.
Oh, I'm sure.
I gotta be right. Coaching from Aston Villa, absolutely, for sure. I think he probably is the one that made the call for sure on that. But shout out Carl. Welcome to the squad. We look forward to seeing us score that first set piece goal with you in charge. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of welcome into the club, so we've already kind of talked on it. Rodolfo Aloko, official. He is part of the first team. We signed him actually late last week is when we signed him. We actually pretty good bit of negotiating or deal making here. You got to give Zoran some credit here. We were able to buy down, basically pay up front to Kerwin Vargas, give him his money, and then make his salary where he is what's called a TAM player, no longer part of the U22 initiative. So basically, we were able to have Aloko fill that spot. Vargas just fill a normal TAM spot. So a good bit of work there, I would say. Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I am very high on this guy. I mean, again, he turned down offers from like Brighton. He turned down offers from a couple Serie A teams, right, to come play with us. He looks the part. Ain't no doubt about it. He looks the part. You worry about a 19-year-old kid getting out muscled. This kid ain't getting out muscled when you see him. So really excited to see what he can bring. Obviously, already made his debut, but only for a handful of minutes. I think we'll see a lot of them. Hopefully in the U.S. Open tomorrow.
Maybe a lot more than I expected. Last week. Now that we get this Zaha news,
he's a lot more than expected probably. But shout him out. Can't wait to see him on the pitch and scoring that first goal. So let's welcome Aloko.
So because Aloko was, sorry, dog just jumped up. So because Aloko made his debut in Charlotte, he was not there to help Crown Legacy on Sunday on their game when they played Toronto 2. However, Berkey Moss was still there. Berkey Moss did get a brace. Crown Legacy did not win, but they didn't lose. They drew 3-3, but then they did win on PKs 3-1. So kudos to Berkey Moss. And then the second goal, there were so many penalty kicks in regulation in this game. Mbungo, what's his Mbungo scored a PK. So good things happening at the Legacy, and that gives them a.
Who knew they
record.
did PKs during that? Shout that rule out. I love that rule. So apparently, all of you guys,
if
kind of
you've
knew.
been watching MLS Next Pro, you know that rule.
Well, listen, most of us we're new to that game. Hey, this is an educational channel for you all, and I learned this today that there are PKs during the Next Pro, even in regular season games. I was like, what cup were they playing? But nope, they do a PK style at the end of 90 minutes. I assume they don't play extra time. No extra time. So at the end of 90 PKs, if you win the PKs, you get 2 points. If you lose the PK, I guess you just get the 1 point. So very similar to hockey. So yeah, a little education for all you guys. That's all.
So what else do we have about Crown Legacy?
So Crown Legacy is now 5-1-0 on the season. That's 5 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. They continue at the top of the Eastern Conference standing for MLS Next Pro. Berkey Moss has 6 goals in 5 games, so that's a bit of news there. And our next game is against away at Chattanooga FC on this coming Saturday. Probably the day you're watching this at 7 p.m.
Absolutely. Cool. And that officially puts a crown on that. All right. And then right into our next segment, of course, around the leagues, kind of next on the docket. Not a very good segue into it. But I guess, Brian, you want to start us off with some of the scores that happened around the MLS this week?
Yeah, I'll start with a couple of Eastern Conference scores. Philadelphia finally gets their first and points on the season, beating Montreal. Guys. The lowly Montreal.
Oh, you beat Montreal. 2-1. Congratulations.
So they're on the board. And then the other, maybe a bit surprising, is 2-2 of Inter Miami and New York Red Bulls. And interestingly enough, today, we're taping this on Tuesday. Again, we found out that Mascherano, the head coach for Inter Miami, has resigned abruptly. So
no information why.
It seems like a lot's going on there. I know they drew their first 2 games at the new stadium. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Maybe it pissed off Messi. Who knows?
That's a quick trigger, though.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I think that was Messi's guy. So it's interesting
kind of
and odd that he's out already.
Well, our other team we are going to play this week, NYCFC, is going to be coming off of a loss because they did not score against Vancouver, and Vancouver had 2 goals. So Vancouver beat NYCFC 2-0, and the Chicago beat Atlanta United 1-0. Not really surprising. Atlanta's still losing. That's what they like to do.
Always.
That's what I like to see.
Keep them on the L train.
You got any more scores?
Yeah, of course I do. You know me. I always got that information. So also, probably the most surprising score of the entire week, and that probably is the most surprising, Portland. Kind of lowly Portland this year. They're down toward the bottom of the rankings. They go up and beat LAFC 2-1. Stoppage time goal. To win it for them. That was an exciting game. I actually turned that one on after coming home from the pitiful Charlotte game. So shout out Portland Timbers there, 2-1 over LAFC. And then kind of a nondescript, but it's in our conference and figured I'd report it. So Columbus won, Orlando won, Nothing else to add there, though. It was a 1-1 game against two teams.
Orlando scored their first goal at home or something like that, or
Well, they couldn't do this. They were on the road, so
they did something because they're like.
They didn't give up 7 goals in this
Right,
game. That's
right.
about the first time they've done that in a month. So shout that out.
I did see that Columbus's DP striker, I think, tore his ACL.
Oh,
they've been down a little bit, and they're going to be down even more. So.
I didn't see that. That's rough. Well, good. Yeah, he has a fun name, Abu something or another. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Well, get well soon, Mr. Abu, if that's your name. I hope it is now. I hope it's your name.
Not in Aladdin.
Yeah, I was going to say now. Yeah.
Friends with Aladdin.
Put the monkey on my shoulder if you can, Gabby, and we'll Anyway, so yeah, those were some of the highlighted scores. Moving into standings, I'll just knock out the Western. We don't care about the Western that much. But real quick, to spotlight them, that's the word we're looking for. With LAFC losing, 2 teams actually jumped them this week. So Vancouver and San Jose, go figure. Shout out Bruce Arena. They both jumped LAFC into first place with 18 points both. That's a lot. LAFC down to third with 16 points, so still well within it. Just kind of a bump in the road, if you will. What's crazy about the West right now is kind of to be expected. We're still fairly early in the season, but spots 4 through 9 only separated by 2 points. They all have anywhere between 11 and 13 points, so kind of tight middle of the pack there, if you will. And, of course, Sporting Kansas City bringing up the rear with only 4 points in the West. So that's what we got on the West. What do we have for the East, Amy?
So, Charlotte, unfortunately, with our lovely, terrible, pathetic display we put on the pitch on Saturday night, we went to 5th place. So we're now 5 points behind first. And Nashville, of course, stayed in first because we didn't do anything to keep them from staying in that position with 16 points. So, Mark told us about the spots in the Western Conference being separated. I feel like the Eastern Conference might be a little tighter.
It's really bunched up at the top. Spots 2 through 7 are just separated by 2 points total. So that's between 11 and 13 points. And surprisingly, Triple G, Greg Berhalter got his guys in second. Chicago Fire in second.
I had a triple take when I looked at that. Speaking of Triple G, I was like, wait a second. Is that right?
Yeah. Good one. And then the bottom 4, Atlanta, Orlando, Philadelphia, and Montreal.
Julie, what you doing down there?
Separated by just 1 point, and they can stay down there.
That doesn't even make sense to have them in with those other teams.
They're like that. There's a meme I'm thinking of, like, I bet you're wondering how I got here, right? That's kind of where they're at with
back on Sesame Street when it's like one of these don't belong with the other.
Exactly. Yeah, it was exactly that. But yeah, so obviously still pretty tight standings overall. We're again still
early.
What, a quarter of the way through the season?
But every point matters.
Every point matters, and we got to go get those starting on Saturday again for sure. So. Let's jump right into it. No commercial break for this one. Right into our favorite time, what started this whole thing. It is the match day preview. Of course, we already mentioned it. It is NYCFC, 4th place with 11 points, hosting your Charlotte Crown. 5th place, also 11 points, only 1 goal difference between the two. So they are a virtual tie in the standings right now. So big game. Obviously, we lost to them in the playoffs last season, so got to be a little bit of revenge on the mind of Charlotte FC in this game. Just to kind of catch you guys up, again, NYCFC, they have a fantastic coach. His name's Pascal Janssen, Silent J, ball knower right here, Pascal Janssen. He was appointed in January of 2025, so before last season.
No, Silent J.
Nice. Yeah, he was appointed in January. Good call. He is a Dutch international himself. He has plenty of coaching experience over in Europe. Really what he's known for, according to the ChatGPT, is that he is known for culture building and individual player development, which you do actually see on there. I might have lied a little bit on that, but I did, that is stuff you see on the pitch with them as well. He's always kind of, pumping his guys up on the sideline, and he does get players. He gets the most out of individual players, I think, is the main thing for him. They are led by striker Nico Fernandez. He's got 5 goals so far this season. Pretty common. I mean, they don't really deviate from the 4-3-3. They're pretty much in that every single game. So I expect it to be the same this week. Are talking about a smaller pitch, I assume, right? So,
but they're not playing at Yankee Stadium.
Okay, yes, yeah.
But it isn't a soccer-specific stadium either. No, they're not playing at Yankee Stadium. they're playing at City Field.
Oh,
or
okay, so
something
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
but
City
it's still
Field, yeah.
not a.
It's still not a
but
soccer.
better.
Yeah, maybe a little wider, hopefully, than what we've been used to the last couple of seasons. When you go look up this team, they are bang average across the board, right? I mean, like if there's 30 teams, there are 30 teams.
They're
30
15?
teams in the league, 15 in the East, 15 in the West.
No, they're
and
15. They're bang average.
pretty much across. I mean, they'll be like 12, 13, 15, 17, right? Yeah, I mean, but every single stat just right in the middle, which makes it hard to really tell you what's going on with this team outside of the fact they are getting results, obviously sitting where they're at. Yeah, that's what it is. They know how to play. They know how to get results. And like I said, for Charlotte, obviously this is a big game coming off the playoff disappointment last year. Specifically, Zaha, in my opinion, he had to miss the first game of the playoffs last year. I know there was a lot of chirping going on about that from NYCFC, so I'm sure he's hungry to get back out on the field for more than one reason, but specifically that. I'll turn it over to you, Amy, first. What are your keys to this game? How do we win this game?
Well, I have two main keys. One, I'm going to go with my word. You got to have grit. You have to actually play like you want to win the damn game. And the second thing is we're away, so you really got to bring your grit because we don't do that well. I mean, I just think our keys to the game is we need to go back to what was working. I don't know what Saturday was, but we need to put that behind us. Zaha will be back. I don't think BL will be as overloaded with players playing against him, which I think at Nashville did do, which kind of took him off of his game. I mean, we just need to go to what we do. We play the counterattack, look for those passes, look for those quick runs, use our wingers, but just show some damn grit and heart. Prove like you want to win on the road. I mean, show us that Saturday night was a mishap and you do want to win, you do want to play, and you want to go out there and maybe because we lost at home, we can actually pull a road win out. That would be a change of pace.
Yeah, would love that. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I'm with you, Amy. I think we just got to show the heart and desire. We gotta work harder than them, and I think we just need to stay compact defensively. So, if we can stay compact, if we can outwork them, we're not great on the road or haven't been, but those are a couple of things that I think we're going to need to do in order to make get a few points on the road.
Absolutely.
What you thinking?
Yeah, so mine is you guys know the movie Talladega Nights?
Yes.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby is not a thinker. Ricky Bobby is a driver. And in this game, we need to have that mentality, except not driving, running, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is about this game. Well, sure, but in my opinion, it was Ricky Bobby as a runner in this. Maybe more Forrest Gump. Maybe we channel our Forrest Gump instead, right? I saw a video of him earlier. So, yeah, I think it is simple, right? I mean, we don't need to get bored down by the tactics and, hey, we're doing this, we're overloading that side. No, I think if we run more than they run, we can win this game. Sure. We will win this game, right? I think it's about that. I think we saw, what happened when we brought pace and just walked through into the game when we're talking about a Bronico and a Goodwin last game. I think both of those could start this week in this potential game. I don't know that that'll happen with Goodwin quite yet. I wouldn't be mad.
Me either.
But at the same time, if he has a great game in the U.S. Open, decent to good chance that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think, it was evident when they got on the pitch this last week, and they just wanted it more than the other players, the other 9 on Charlotte FC. And I think they can lead by example in a game like this. Just get out there and run is really what it comes down to. And I think it's as simple as that. So I don't have very many more tactics beyond that. That's kind of where I'm at with the game. So
just show that. Go out there and do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just go run.
Go run and do it.
Run. Yeah, exactly. And so I guess that puts a bow or a crown rather on that and into really the last segment here. We'll get right into it. And back with the final segment, of course, the one that closes it out. It is prediction time. I think this is going to be this could be a lot of different options, I feel like, in this particular game. I don't care who starts. I guess we'll just point at Amy. Let's start with you. I knew you were going to be mad. That's why I picked you first.
Okay.
What you got? You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
All right. So I just cannot, until they prove it on the road, I really want to pick a win, but I'm going to go with a draw.
It's a fair pick.
2-2 for me, and I've got goal scorers. I think Tokomati's going to get a goal because he's going to be feeling a little bit of pressure with, how he played. And then I'm going to go with Zaha to make more of the noise going around him. So 2-2. I'm happy with a point on the road.
I'm too.
That's stack up some points. I'll take a draw.
I was also going to go with a draw. I just can't quite land on my score. Do I think so? I don't feel like after our game on Saturday, unless not to keep going back to that moment, but it was really hard.
It's hard.
Unless Archie's on the pitch, I just don't know if we score. So, I mean, if Archie starts, then I think we maybe have a 2-2 draw. But I'm going to go 1-1. And I'm going to go... I'm just going to say Archie comes in hungry and scores a goal.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah. Comes in.
No, I just think he either starts or he's in off the bench, but he's going to be the one that scores a goal.
Both?
I like it.
Or you said 1-1. You said 1-1. Sorry. 2-2, 1-1.
If Archie starts, I'd give us a chance to win 2-1.
The only true fan left on this panel over here, me. I listen, everything that we've talked about probably leads you to think like, yeah, this could be a draw or a lost game. And obviously it could, but
so could every game.
So could every game. That's true. And you know what every game could also be is a Charlotte dub. And I think we're going to eat one, right? So I was
how many?
We're eating a dub. That's one.
Okay, but how many's in your dub?
Oh, we're getting there. So yeah, I just think the club's going to come out a lot more inspired. Again, we need to draw inspiration from the playoffs, draw inspiration from the Nashville failure, right? So I think that them coming in, hungry dogs run faster. That's a phrase that I really believe in, and think
hungry
dogs run faster. Yes, and so we will be a dog in this game, meaning we will be the underdog for sure.
But will we be hungry?
We're going to run fast, like I talked about the keys to the game. So we're going to run fast. We're going to score a couple goals. And I got the players I mentioned. I've got a Brent Bronico start and a Brent Bronico goal.
Okay.
The mayor.
I've got an Archie Goodwin goal as well.
Nice.
I think he's going to come in if he doesn't start. Like I said, I think he starts the U.S. Open match for sure. And then maybe he starts, or if nothing else, he'll probably come in around minute 60. I would say they give him some time in this game, and I think he's going to score again as well.
I thought for sure you were going to go with a Aloko goal.
Until I see his playing time and what that looks like, I'm not, it's hard to trust that. He could only play 2 minutes for all I know.
I give him a Aloko goal tomorrow night.
I would, Aloko's already scored exactly. But
Aloko scored on Wednesday.
Yes, exactly. There you go. But for this game, I've got us 2, I've got them 1, I've got 3 points for us. I feel like we're missing one more prediction to get it on. So let me just kind of summing up my prediction conch here, and let's see if we can get anybody else out. Look at that. Look how easy that was. Yeah.
Wow.
And here's Maddie. Give us your prediction as well. Let's see how this thing closes.
I'm going to do 3-1.
Okay.
Charlotte?
And
are we winning or losing?
Winning.
Okay. Are we ever going to lose with your prediction?
No.
Okay.
Still going with Nathan Barton.
Okay.
Bernie's going to get one of these one day.
Speaking into existence matters.
Pepiel and Zaha.
Those are 3 solid choices.
Been telling and asking for Nathan Barton to score. Right.
Hey, we're gonna by this time next week we'll have his jersey, the game worn jersey. She made a nice sign for him come Wednesday. Looking forward to that again. She got it already. You're right. Yeah, sorry. She's already got the jersey. We're gonna show it exactly. So, but anyway, before it goes too far off the rails, I guess we'll go ahead and close this thing out. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Put a crown on it.
But yeah, we are putting a crown on this episode. Thank you all. And as always, it is
for the crown.
For the crown.